For those of you that are not US citizens that don't need to renounce your citizenship in order to be tax-free, is a second passport a complete waste of money? Are just going to go through a lot of hassle and waste $150,000, potentially more, on getting something that you're not even going to use? I've been having a lot of conversations with Canadians, Australians, Europeans, British clients here at Wealthy Expat, discussing second passports and second passports by investment. And it's one of the best investments you're going to do in your whole life. I've talked to people from Germany, from the Netherlands, and even though some countries in Europe and some countries all over the world, you do need to be careful with dual nationality laws, because sometimes you're not even allowed to have a second passport. If your country allows you to have a second passport, and $100,000, $150,000 is not a giant number for you, it's not going to blow you out if you're a multi-millionaire. Getting a second passport is an insurance policy on your life. And it also allows you to escape any restriction, any regulation that your country or any union that your country might be in, if they want to implement some sort of regulation like central bank digital currencies, or they want to have a citizenship-based tax system. For example, the European Union has threatened many times of having a minimum tax rate for all Europeans, that all Europeans need to pay a minimum tax rate. If you are European, you're part of the European Union, and you only have that one passport, a second passport will allow you to not be subject to those rules. And of course, these passports are probably not as powerful as your passport in terms of visa-free travel. You're not getting a St. Kitts passport so that you can access a specific country. If you have a Dutch passport, German, Canadian, you can pretty much go anywhere you want. But you're also only subject to that country's laws. Being a wealthy expat means you're creating your life of freedom. You're investing and you're connecting yourself to countries that don't want to tax you, that want to liberate you, that want to create freedom in your life. That's why I promote Dubai and the UAE, because you can have freedom in your business, you can pay zero taxes, but there's no potential of citizenship here, or at least real potential of citizenship. So getting a second passport by investment, or sometimes by descent, because a lot of Europeans, a lot of Canadians, Australians, they have family from other countries. I have many Australians that have family in Latin America. They're getting Uruguayan citizenship, Colombian citizenship, Brazilian citizenship by descent. First of all, look at that route. If you can get a passport through your parents or through your grandparents, which is very common, unless your whole family has been living in one country and doesn't have any history. I also have one particular client, he got citizenship because his parents moved from Europe to the United States, and he was able to find the boat records of his family moving from Europe to the United States and got citizenship by descent. It took him 7 years, but he got a solid passport with paying $400, $500 basically for free. A lot of hassle trying to find that documentation, but it's always helpful. It's always good to have that insurance, and it's always good to have that extra country that you depend on and that you can always attach yourself to. What do you think? Is it a complete waste of money to get a second passport by investment if you don't need to renounce your US citizenship? Let me know your comments down below. If you don't have that luxury, then investing into a country like St. Kitts, Grenada, St. Lucia, Dominica will be an amazing option for you and your family. If you don't want to get a popular passport, now with St. Kitts passport, I've heard of many people, depending on where you're born and how you look like. Obviously, different border officials around the world have different prejudices, different biases, but some people born in Egypt, in India, different countries, when they land in Europe, for example, with a St. Kitts passport, and in the place of birth, it says Uzbekistan or Egypt or anywhere else that is considered to be a lower ranking country than them, they ask them a million questions. Sometimes I've had people that they ask them, how did they buy this passport and how much did it cost them to buy this passport? It is a common thing. A St. Kitts passport is a citizenship by investment passport. And if you weren't born in a nice country, in their view, if you were born in a country of less quality, they will ask you some more questions. If you want to avoid that, and if you're a European or Canadian and you want to have a second passport and you want to travel on it, then get some of the lesser known programs like St. Lucia, Dominica is also quite lesser known, Antigua, Grenada is lesser known, or you could get even a Turkish citizenship by investment if you have enough money, and Maltese citizenship by investment. I have clients that are worth $50, $100 million, that $1 million is not that much money. So they can get a Maltese citizenship by investment. If you're, for example, Canadian and you want to have a solid second passport, Malta would be an amazing option. It is not a waste of money. If you're a wealthy person, if you're looking to grow your wealth 10x, 100x from what it is now, You invest $100,000, $150,000, and you get a solid travel document that you can always use in case there is a problem back home. What I would also do if you have a solid passport that doesn't tax you on your citizenship, if you're pretty much set, you're living in Dubai, you're paying zero taxes in Dubai, you're tax non-resident back home, look at other places to get residency, permanent residency, golden visas around the world. I'm always creating videos about new visa opportunities, new residency opportunities, because you never know what's going to happen in the country where you're in right now, or in the passport that you have right now. It's good to have multiple options that can then turn into permanent residency or citizenship later on. Always look long term. In the next 10 years, you might have 2 passports on top, 3 residence permits, 2 permanent residency, and now you have 7, 8, 10 new countries that you can look at in case anything happens. If you want to find out your second passport options and second citizenship, then check out this video right here on the top 10 countries that sell their passports through citizenship by investment programs. You're going to learn a lot about the different prices, programs, countries, how it benefits you to have that passport. Check it out right here.